AFTV, yo, Gooner Lee, I'm so glad, right, that I'm talking about a 1-0 win and not VAR decisions and penalties that should have been missed and that. But Arsenal, they put that right as soon as the second half started. It was 0-0 at half-time and 1-0 winners and a dominant 1-0.
Yeah, listen, it was probably one of the most comprehensive 1-0 wins you'll see in a long time. I thought from start to finish, we were really, really good, really solid. And I thought we went into the game and we knew what we needed to do and we did it. We executed our plan. I think the players knew that it would be a difficult game. And I don't want to spend too much time on the referee, but that was why I was so annoyed with the decision, when we scored the goal, which was obviously subsequently taken off, because I think the players worked really hard for that goal. And we saw how much it meant to Trossard at that moment and how hard we worked. And it was annoying. But look, we got the goal, a really, really nice goal. And everyone's, again, fighting fit, moving on to the next game. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on the referees. We know what the referees are. We know how inconsistent they are, which makes the consistencies for them. But yeah, it is what it is.
And, the manager made some changes today. He stuck with Jorginho, right? And he went with Trossard right from the start. Trossard had that goal disallowed, but he didn't drop his head. He had a hand in the goal, and he also brought Martinelli back into the fold as well, and Martinelli with a great finish.
Listen, we spoke about it before, and look, whether or not Nketiah was dropped, I think it was a good change to make. I thought Nketiah over the last couple of games, we spoke about it, he hasn't played 7, 8, 9 games in a row. His body's not used to that. He's still a young man and he needs to develop into that mature player that can be useful in many games over and over again. So bringing in the likes of Trossard, who is a really, really good and dependable player, with obviously Martinelli coming back, obviously not starting last week's game against Aston Villa, was a smart move, and I think it worked. I thought the interchange, especially in the second half, worked a lot, and it was really, really good. And I think we were really, really menacing in that first half. You sort of really trying to carve Leicester City open, and it worked. Obviously, yes, we didn't have as many shots in the first half, but I think we really, really had a game plan, and it worked to a T. But that's what the manager dares to do, and he's working magic. He's there to make subs, horses for courses, I like to say. Certain games, certain players are going to start. Nketiah wasn't necessarily poor for the last couple of games, but I don't think he was at his high level that we saw against, the likes of Tottenham, where he was really strong and menacing against the centre-backs for Spurs and stuff like that. So, yeah, look, I thought it was a really, really good change. I thought Trossard was absolutely unbelievable at times in that game. The link-up play, we maybe thought that he didn't have that, and he's showing that, the small kind of intricate plays that he's trying to do consistently throughout the game. Everyone's now seeing it in a more consistent basis. And I was saying earlier on that maybe some players might take a bit of time to adapt. He's just come in, putting his stamp onto the team, taking shots, trying to take people on, crossing the ball out to the left and to the right, interchanging, all of the things that we want to see. He's doing it, and he's showing how effective he can be for the here and now. And that's what we wanted. We wanted a player that can make a difference now, and he's doing it.
How important a win is that? Yeah. I mean, we go now, next game is Everton at home. A couple of home games actually coming up, but Everton at home. How important was that win back to, as a matter of fact, the last two, because they're two tricky away days and we've navigated them.
Yeah, listen, 100%. The Aston Villa game, that was a game in itself. The nerves, the absolute, mad game that was a game in itself. But today it was nice and assured, and it could have been 2 banana skins, and we've come out of that with 6 points. So listen, we move on to the next 2 games. We've got Everton and Bournemouth. We have to pick up points in those games. We can only do what we can do. We can't keep looking at what Man City are doing. As much as yesterday, I hope Bournemouth can do us a favour. We can make it actually a solid 5 points clear if we win our game in hand against Everton on Wednesday. So listen, really, really good performance. I do want to shout out one player, because I thought, yes, it may not be as, the highlight of the game, but I thought Gabriel Magalhaes was absolutely superb. We can pick out on his mistakes when he makes mistakes against the likes of Man City at times, when he was a little bit clumsy. Last season, he had a little bit more of these kind of silly moments, but he's really starting to grow into that real strong defender. We're seeing a little bit more of an inconsistency from someone like Saliba, but Gabriel's constantly, making sure that he's not the guy that's making mistakes. And if Saliba is making a mistake, Gabriel Magalhaes is there to save the day. So overall, a really good performance, really strong performance. we move on to the next one, man.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.